Our afternoon session, The Path to Academic Journal Publication, a Publishers and Authors' Perspectives, will be chaired by Dr. Lawrence Hock Nang Fong from the University of Macau. Also, our presenters for this session are Ms. Shu-Ting Wang from Sage Asia Pacific, Professor Jung-Geun Kim from Auckland University of Technology, Professor Ji-Yong Park from the University of Georgia, and Professor Yuri Kim from the University of Central Florida. Please welcome our session chair and presenters.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Shenmo. All right. So hi, everyone. So I'm Lawrence from the University of Macau, and thank you so much for the invitation from the Association for Smart Tourism, who is the organizer for this second World Conference on Smart Tourism. And especially thanks to Professor Nam-Hong Chu and also Professor Chu-Mo Koo as well. Yeah, so that I can serve as a moderator in this panel with so many renowned scholars, strong researchers on this panel. All right, so I think as the Master of Ceremony has mentioned, actually for this panel, we have 4 speakers, including speakers from the publisher and also from academic as well. Yeah, so actually I know the publisher representative, Ms. Shu-Ting Wang, will give a presentation. And right after that, we'll start the Q&A section. And in the meantime, I also want to emphasize that actually the other 3 scholars, they are from different disciplines, including marketing, including information system, and also tourism and hospitality. They all publish papers in top-tier journals. Just like in marketing, Journal of Marketing Research, Journal of Consumer Psychology, and also the MIS Quarterly, Information System Research, Tourism Management, and also Annals of Tourism Research as well. They are all top-tier journals in their view. Yeah, so that's why I'm really proud that I can serve as the moderator on this panel. All right, so and then long story short, actually, maybe we start the presentations from Ms. Shu-Ting Wang. All right, so yeah, please, over to you. Yeah, Ms. Wang. Yeah. All right, so I think Ms. Wang's got some problem. I think I would expect that she will come back again, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so, but I think we can also, yeah.
Lawrence, meanwhile, she returning to the place. We have alternative, the second learner here, J.K. Kim. We'll replace him for her, okay? And then next, yeah.
Yeah, Professor Kim, very nice to see you. Yeah.
Hi, yeah,
So
Lawrence.
you're one of our panelists.
Yeah, Lawrence. Actually, I prepared some presentation, so let me present my presentation file. Okay.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
good.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Today, I'm gonna present the path to academic journal publication in author's perspective. Okay. And yeah, how we can publish our research in various top journals in hospitality and tourism, and then again, this is my approach. Okay. I believe that we have some necessary conditions. Maybe first one is we need a very solid theoretical foundation. And even though, okay, in the morning section, some editors said that, oh, our journal accept some paper without strong theoretical foundation. For me, okay, whenever I submitted that kind of paper, the paper is always rejected. So my recommendation is no theory, no publication. Okay, don't believe that editor. Okay, sometimes they advertise that, oh, we are very radical. We accepted any paper without any theoretical perspective. No, you need a very strong theoretical foundation. And the second one is extensive and systematic literature review. And mostly, okay, I found that some paper, they just did literature listing. Critical difference between literature listing versus literature review is literature review demonstrate some unique and critical reinterpretation of existing literature. Okay, that is a very fundamental element. And third one is, if your study is empirical, we need rigorous research methodology, okay? And in terms of quality as well as quantity. And maybe, okay, I think that it's quite easy, okay? Increase your quality as well as sometimes we require to enhance our research methodology in perspective of quantity. For example, in secondary data, previously 100,000 case is good, but now, okay, it might need 1 million data. If you conducted a certain experiment study, previously, maybe 10 years ago, you can publish it in top journal with single experiment study. But nowadays, it's almost impossible. So we need a little bit, okay, increase. And finally, okay, we need an important practical and managerial implication. But for me, okay, it's quite easy. Actually, my major is marketing. And whenever I teach a certain subject, all my students and audience know that subject, right? Because we are really that target customer. Same as hospitality and tourism, right? So, but it's better to elaborate what is your theoretical contribution in practical world. Okay, that is important. So, okay, I did certain things, okay? If we combine S-E-R-E, how we pronounce? SERI. No, okay, we are similar, but okay. You know the previous LPGA golf player, Seri Park, right? And Seri Park, she showed up a certain advertising in South Korea, maybe Ketoto, and her copy is 인생은 오버해야 재밌지. 아니, 정연, how we interpret this one? 인생은 오버해야 재밌지. Maybe okay, it's very difficult to interpret in English, but if I try to interpret, it can be your life can be enjoyable if you did a certain extra things. So this is a quite fundamental thing, right? We need extra. What is that extra? Here is my thought. We need something new. New for what? New against what? Against existing theory. Maybe it can be against existing model, framework, or it can be against existing data, existing methodology, and existing practical implication. So it's quite important, okay? Whenever you write down certain academic article, always try to send at least one take-home message. It should be something new against existing literature. Okay, that is my thought. And finally, okay, I'm gonna cover certain. My expertise is decision making based on different processing style. We are so familiar with dual processing model, right? Our way of decision making can be categorized two ways: system 1, system 2, or we call systematic processing versus heuristic processing. And we have in publication, okay, we have authors, editors, and reviewers, right? Sorry, okay, there is no role of a publisher over here, okay? But anyway, we have 3 agents: authors, editor, and reviewers. And based on dual processing model, we have very systematic person or people, or very heuristic people, right? So, can you guess where is the authors? Author should be very systematic, right? Author try to read lots of literature and then generate the idea, and then conduct certain empirical study, summarize, write down, send it to the advisor, and then, wow, very got hashy feedback, and then rewrite again and again, and then finalize. Nowadays, okay, we got this help from AI. Anyway, the outcome of this author's perspective is very systematic. Everyone agree that? Right? Yeah, and then we know the topic, right? Good. Where is editor and reviewers? Actually, they are deciding, okay, whether your paper is accepted or rejected. Where are they? Yeah, reviewers, okay. Even though, okay, I put the review middle, I believe that some reviewers is quite heuristic. And you should understand, okay, that perspective. For you, you know everything in that field. But if you fail to express very easily understandable for the reviewers, reviewers think that, what is that? Good? So reviewers' interest is not much higher than you. So that psychological mechanism you should understand. Okay, that is a little bit my point. And then another thing is, where is the editor? Editor is here, extreme heuristic, but their quick judgment is a little bit different. They are expert. Therefore, sometimes their judgment is very accurate, even though they evaluate your paper within 5 minutes. So no one can evaluate some paper within 5 minutes, but editors is sometimes like that, right? Yeah. And then I believe the editor decision is quite accurate. Means sometimes in my history, whenever I submit this paper, I think this paper is very good based on previous criteria, but sometimes that paper was rejected. But sometimes opposite case, I'm not sure, this paper is just incomplete, but due to the time limit, I submitted, and then sometimes I got minor revision from really top journal said, what? Maybe there is a certain, my expectation and market, response, but typically, even that is a rare case, typically, when your paper is rejected from journal, you fail to meet certain journal criteria required to achieve that one. So it's a time to maybe improve your fundamental, skill of research. Okay. So anyway, but based on this dual processing model, we can infer that sometimes, we need some luck to publish your article in top journal, but I believe that, systematic, evaluation. So if you was rejected, your paper is not good. If you are accepted, your paper is good. So don't worry, just, work hard, And then to be honest, what is the accept rate of really top journals? To be honest, it's between 10 and 15%. So if you want to publish the one, maybe, after considering we submitted another journal, maybe practically accept rate is about 30% in top journal. The meaning is you need submit at least 10 submission to get 3 publication. If you are on market average. But always think that there is a Professor Gu, Professor Zhang, they published a lot. So you also compete with that kind of expertise. So submit more, That is my a little bit short presentation regarding how to publish in academic journal. Thank you for hearing my presentation.
Thank you so much, Professor Kim, for your insightful sharing. I would definitely remember the survey, right? Plus something new. Yeah, that's very important, right, for publishing. All right, so and we're very happy that actually the stage manager, Ms. Wong, just returned. All right, so I will let her continue her speech, before we start the discussion among the other panelists. Thank you, Ms. Wong, over to you. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again. And thank you very much for your kind patience while I find my share button. So I'll take about 20 minutes to present the trends in tourism research publications and how SAGE support our researchers in academic publishing. Just a very quick introduction to myself. I'm Shi Ting. I'm the manager for journal publishing and book rights based in SAGE Asia Pacific Beijing office. And here's my agenda. A very quick introduction to SAGE, if you haven't already know about SAGE. And then I would like to share with you some trends in tourism research publications. And finally, I would like to share how SAGE supports researchers in the journey of academic publishing. So SAGE is a global academic publisher of books, journals, library resources with a growing range of technologies to enable discover, access, and engagement. It was founded by the young lady, Sarah Merrill McHugh, back in 1965. Today, the company is independent, controlled by a group of trustees. And we have publishing offices across publishing operations across 7 offices and sales operations in the 6 continents. And Sage now publishes over 1,100 journals on behalf or in association with more than 420 societies. And in terms of open access publishing, we have about 210 gold open access journals. And in terms of books, we only focus on social science, and we publish 500 books per year. Other than that, Sage has a series of learning resources. We have research methods, Sage Business, a comprehensive suite of global resources to equip today's business students. And we also have Sage Video, Sage Data, Sage Campus, etc. So we are moving from we have moved from a traditional publisher into the comprehensive publishing company, support the higher education and academic research. And in terms of our journal publishing program in tourism and hospitality, widely, we publish nearly 130 journals in business and management subject area. And we have 14 journals ranked in the category of hospitality, leisure, sports, and tourism in the of JCR, and 11 journals are in SSCI. You can see from my screen, we publish the Travel and Tourism Research Association's official journal of Travel Research, which has an impact factor of 8 this year. And we publish the International Council on Hotel, Restaurant, Institutional Education, and 2 journals. One is Journal of Hospitality, and the other one is Journal of Hospitality and Tourism Cases. And also, we also publish on behalf of the Nolan School of Hotel Administration at the S.C. Johnson College of Business at the Cornell University. So that's the Cornell Hospitality Quality. Apart from the journals, you can see from my screen on the left, the other journals on the left of my screen are Sage-owned journals. So you might be also familiar with them. They are Tourism Economics, Tourism Studies, Tourism and Hospitality Research, and the Journal of Vacation Marketing. So, trends in tourism research publications. I would like to share this because I think it might be interesting to the academics in this area to see the hot topics, which countries or regions are publishing more research output, etc. So we basically use the database of dimensions, and we cover the data updated on to 4th of July 2024, and we only capture the research articles. So you can see that United States is still a leading role in terms of tourism research and the publications. And I think the Asia Pacific country and regions, including China, South Korea, Japan, and also Chinese Taiwan, India, Malaysia, they are growing very fast in terms of the tourism research and publications. So this is a graph showing that in the past 10 years, the publication in tourism research are growing at an average rate of 90%. And in 2020, by the end of 2023, nearly 20K research articles are published globally. And from this graph, you might be very interested to see that Indonesia, the research there, the publications authored by Indonesia researchers are growing very fast. You can see that in 2023, the number of publications ranks #1. And however, we can't see many citations to these articles authored by Indonesia researchers comparing with the articles authored, for example, by the United States authors, Chinese authors. So I think I'm on these slides. So I'm talking about the publications, particularly in Asia Pacific and Indonesia. All researchers published quite a large number of articles in 2023. And this is a graph of citation performance. And I would also like to share with you some data we pulled from Web of Science. And in the time window from 2020 to up to date 2024, we picked up 200 highly cited articles from each year. And this is basically focused on the 57 tourism academic journals. And we pick up the keywords from those the 1,000 top highly cited articles, and we find that from this screen you can see that the yellow area shows the most appearing keywords around sustainable tourism, COVID-19, hospitality, urban tourism, resilience, etc. And we also find that the keywords smart tourism is very close to the green and yellow bright area, which indicates that the tourism research around ICT is increasing very much in the recent 5 years. And this slide shows that where these top 1,000 highly cited articles are from, they're mostly published with tourism management, current issues in tourism, and also tourism research. Most of them are the comprehensive tourism research journals. And of course, we also can see that from this graph, Journal of Sustainable Tourism, Tourism Geographies, those journals with some focus on sustainability geographies also published a number of highly cited articles. And we look at the affiliations of highly cited authors as well. And we can see that the Hong Kong Polytechnic University School of Hotel and Tourism Management the researchers published the most highly cited articles among the top 1,000 highly cited articles. And just very quickly, I know my time might be limited. So here I would like to share with you at SAGE how we support researchers in the journey of academic publishing. So from secured funding, conducting the research, writing an article, to the end of the publishing journey, where our authors and publishers promoting the articles. as a publisher, we always support along the long journey at each stage, especially provide the guidance on submitting article, peer review, and online publication. Also at the marketing stage, how we promote the author's articles. So in terms of how to get published materials, there is a handy guide, which is actually a quick overview covering the publishing process from preparing article, choosing a journal, and to the publication. And we at Sage, we also organize a free 1-hour monthly how to get published webinar. So we cover the topics including writing an article, navigating peer review process, and what does it mean by open access, etc. These webinars are joined by fellow researchers and expert speakers. And this also is joined by our editorial and marketing colleagues. And we also have a Sage Perspective blog space where we publish some research methods articles so that young early career researchers or PhD students can learn a lot from this space in terms of how to get published. And Sage Campus is actually a series of courses. They are very short, interactive, and cover a range of skills, including how to get published, which breaks down into, for example, collecting data, data analysis, etc. And in terms of choose the right journal and prepare manuscript, Sage has a guidebook in terms of choosing the right journal, helping the researchers analyzing the aims and scope of journal, acceptance rate, production turnaround, etc. We provide this kind of information to help the researchers to choose the right journal for them. And we also have we also design a tool called the Sage Journal Recommender, so they can use the Sage Journal Recommender to find the right journal for them. In terms of the service, we provide all the service, including language polishing, graphs and tables, redesign, reshape, etc., in collaboration with a third party. And these are the services we provide authors to help them to walk through the publishing journey. And when the journal, when the manuscript is accepted and through production, when it's online, Sage has a dedicated marketing team help the authors to promote their articles. So we have email campaigns, we have social media channels, and to improve the journal, to improve the chances of the articles being found, read, downloaded, and cited, and making the article outstanding. And on the journal level, of course, we want to increase the usage and citation to make the journal more impactful across the academic community and beyond in the public. So here are some resources. I put the hyperlink here, and I've shared the slides with Professor Koo, and he may share with you as well. So you can look for more information, more detailed information about Sage Journal Author Gateway and the reason to how to get published webinars that maybe early career researchers and PhD students might be interested to register. That's all. Thank you. Back to Lawrence.
Thank you, Matthew, for your sharing, which is very, very fruitful and also insightful as well. And especially now, I think we have a better understanding about the publications in the tourism and hospitality with all the figures, with all the numbers that you just present to us. Thank you very much. All right, and being a moderator, usually what moderator has advantage of asking questions first. So I think I would like to take this advantage, trying to ask questions to Ms. Wong. But of course, we'll also let the audience ask a question as well. All right, if you have any questions, including our panelists as well. All right, so if you have any questions, just feel free to jump in and ask the questions, or the audience, you can leave a message in the chat box. All right, so that even though we cannot ask a question for you in this panel discussion because of time limitation, we can still send your questions to our speakers as well in the future. All right, so let me just take the opportunity to ask the first question to Ms. Wong. All right, so Ms. Wong, I'm also from the field of tourism and hospitality, and actually Sage is publishing the articles for two renowned journals, including Journal of Travel Research and also Journal of Hospitality and Tourism Research, as you just introduced. All right, so, and then we also understand that there are some other publishers for the other journals, including just like Elsevier, Taylor Francis, and Emerald. All right, we understand that actually Sage is very strong, as you just mentioned. You provide a lot of benefits to the authors, and then what would be the advantage of Sage compared to the other publishers? Can you just let us know more about this? Yeah.
Thank you, Lawrence. It's not an easy question to answer. Firstly, I would like to say, as all the staff in the academic publishing industry, either Elsevier or Springer Nature or Emerald or Sage, we are a community serving for the academic community. So it's all our responsibility to deliver the research output from the academic community to the public to better serve the society. So on this front, I think we are the same. We are the whole body to deliver the academic research knowledge. And in terms of difference or the particular features of Sage, firstly, as I shared in my screen earlier, Sage is an independent publisher. So by saying independent publisher, we are not, we are like a family business. We are not a participant in the stock market. So I would like to say that we are not that profit-driven or commercially driven company. And we look into the long future of the business, and also we would like to give back more return to the society. So that's I think that's the essential difference of Sage compared to the other big publishers. And in terms of the products and our, especially our products, we are a typical social science publisher. So we focus on our social science journals, books, and the relative digital products. And we are a smaller science publisher. So we can manage and products and provide our services to our society partners, our editors, our authors in a more flexible and agile way. So I think that's our particular features, but not maybe advantages is not a real appropriate terms here in this context. Thank you, Lawrence.
Thank you, Ms. Wang. Yeah, so I really appreciate that actually you explained that Sage actually has the heart of publishing or trying to serve the community. I think that's very important. The attitude really very important for driving the success of knowledge advancement. Yeah, so actually I want to ask one more question if you don't mind. All right, so my second question actually is nowadays, in these 2 years, we understand that the hottest topic is ChatGPT, right? OpenAI, right? So, and then I think it's being applied in different areas, including writing paper, all right, or probably, all right. So because people probably can try to make a draft like with the help of the OpenAI. So for this, so of course it will pose some challenges as well, all right. From the publisher's perspective, actually, what would be your consideration? Do you have any strategy to cope with this kind of challenge?
Thank you, Lawrence. So yeah, we acknowledge that the AI tools like ChatGPT are significantly impacting the academic publishing industry and impacting, of course, the academic community. As Sage, we do have a policy of using the large language models and generative AI tools in terms of the author's writing and submission. Sage recognized the value of the large language models like ChatGPT and generative AI as productivity tools that can help authors in preparing their article for submission, generating initial ideas for the structure, for example, or when summarizing. However, it is very important to note that all language models have limitations and are unable to replicate human creative and critical thinking. So human intervention with these tools is essential to ensure that the content presented is accurate and appropriate to reader. Sage therefore requires authors to be aware of limitations of language models and to consider these in any use of large language models in their submissions. So I won't go to that more detail. I maybe share a link to Sage editorial policy in terms of using large language models and any generative AI tools like ChatGPT later. And this is from editorial policy perspective. And for improving the publication process or our production process, Sage do use AI tool to monitor peer review process. For example, if an author recommended a fake review, then our tool can spot the close IP range, and we will reflect that issue with the editors of that article. And another example is our AI tool used in the production process. So we use the AI tool for example, for the technical editing to match the in-text references and the after-text references, etc. Of course, our production editor is always involved in the whole procedure of production to make sure that human intervention is involved to make sure that our production quality is secured. So that's our practice in terms of using the technical tools or some AI tools in the publishing process. Yeah, so that's my very quick answer to your question, Lawrence.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you very much, Ms. Wang. Yeah, so I think it's great that actually Sage has the measures to tackle the challenge posed by the AI, and it seems that you're using AI to tackle the challenge of AI, right? So yeah, so actually I just mentioned that you would like to share some more information, and then just feel free to send us a link, or you can just leave the link in the chat box as well, so that all our audience can have access to that information. All right. So
sure.
And then yeah, let me continue to ask the question. All right. So my next question, now I'm looking at the editor-in-chief of a Journal of Smart Tourism on the screen. Yeah, so that's why I come up with this question. All right. So Journal of Smart Tourism, we all understand actually is we have an editor-in-chief, Professor Chomo Koo. All right, and then we know he has a history of around 4 years, very short history. All right, and then so I think Professor Koo should have something in mind about the future, but I think he won't mind listening to the opinions of the others, including the publisher or maybe the other panelists, right? Yeah, so here actually I just want to ask about Smart Tourism Journal of Smart Tourism actually is a mix, all right, it's a convergence of tourism and also the ICT, information and communication technology, all right, so it's a cross-disciplinary, all right, so and then so in the future, and then what would be your suggestions for the journal to develop, all right, or let's say if like a journal is in partnership with Sage, and then what will be some of the other implications, suggestions that you can provide? All right, I think this question is not only for our publisher, but can also be for our panelists if you want to share your opinions. All right, so maybe again we start from publishers first. Yeah.
Thank you, Lawrence. So actually, I was in conversation with Professor Koo and the other two editors for quite a long time, and Sage is very interested in the possible partnership with the editors and also the Association for Smart Tourism, the Smart Tourism Research Center at Kyunghee University. We think in the tourism and hospitality research area is a multidisciplinary research area. And over the many years, we can see the thriving journals in turn on the comprehensive tourism research. And we find that Journal of Smart Tourism is very unique in terms of its focus, the binding or the convergence of information and communication technology and tourism. So we think we have a strong belief in that direction, especially the research that are emerging in Asia Pacific, particularly in South Korea, China, mainland, Hong Kong, etc. So yeah, I feel very promising, but of course, Professor Koo and the other two editors are the experts in this area. I think I'm not in the best position to say its direction. And as a publisher, we totally respect the editorial independence of our society partners and our editors. So yeah, I think it's a very promising direction, and we really want to have this possible opportunity to expand our journal list in tourism. And just now you mentioned that the mutual benefits that we could bring to each other. I think for the Journal Smart Tourism side, Sage can help standardize and streamline the publishing process, including editorial support, production, marketing, sales. We can make best use of our market and academic community service experience to advance the efficiency of publishing, and of course, standardize the publishing to meet the international criteria, especially those criteria set up by Web of Science, etc. And also, we would like to use our experience to help Journal of Smart Tourism to expand its global outreach, visibility, increase its impact in the academic community and beyond in the public, while our platform it's also, I think it's also the advancement of our technology helping the content hosted on our platform better reach the world and by our marketing channels. And finally, I think it's also very important to make it financially sustainable in the long future. I know that the journal is currently free access, and how we can make it financially sustainable in the long term is very important, and benefiting both the authors, the editors, and of course the publisher ourselves as well. I think it's a perfect fit to Sage Portfolio, and for us, I think Journal Smart Touring, if it were to come to Sage, it will enable us to have more presence in Asia Pacific academic community and engage more academics in the Asia Pacific region, including South Korea, China mainland, China, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Southeast Asia countries like Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, etc. And I think by collaboration, it will enhance our reputation, not just Journal of Smart Tourism's reputation, but also Sage's reputation as a global social science publisher. That's it. Thank you,
Thank you.
Lawrence.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much, Ms. Wang. Yeah, so yeah, if there's a partnership between Sage and also the Journal of Smart Tourism, and then I think that would be a win-win situation. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, yeah. So, I'm just wondering whether the other panelists, do you want to share anything regarding this question? Or maybe you can share it later on. All right. So I think now we have about half an hour to go. All right, half an hour to go. So I would like to start the question. Oh, sure. I think Professor Koo, it seems that he's holding the microphone. Are you going to say something?
I just want to ask a few questions to Professor Ji-Young Park and Yuri Kim. Thank you very much for attending our conference. And I just based on the J.K. Kim's guidelines, I want to ask your experience and author's perspective to publish top-tier journals. And what's your mind and what's your focusing and kind of tips for the junior faculty or students to us? Ji-Young?
Yeah. So I think, yeah, the tips actually, yeah. So how about this? Maybe we understand that for publishing, we have a different paths, including finding the research problem, the methodology. All right. So maybe we can try to have the discussion part by part. All right. All right. So if you don't mind, and then maybe usually we start the research by identifying the research questions, right? So I just want to ask about the panelists. What would be your suggestions on identifying research questions so that the authors can try to publish high quality papers, journals, all right? But of course, I understand that Professor J.K. Kim already shared many useful insights, but if you can also just share more with us, and then that would be great for us. Yeah, so, or maybe, yeah, Professor, yeah. All right, so, or maybe we start from Professor Park, how about, yeah.
Okay, yes, let me go first. So first of all, thank you for having me today. I'm Ji-Young Park from the University of Georgia. And so although I'm working on the area of management information systems, or MIS, I believe that smart tourism is at the intersection of MIS and tourism. So I'm so glad to take part in this awesome panel. And when it comes to the research ideas and research questions, I think there are many different ways to identify research ideas and formulate research questions, which are, I believe, all worthwhile in its own way. So rather than recommending how to do it, I'd like to share how I do it in my research. So everyone knows Dr. Jong-Geun Kim emphasized the importance of theory in publishing top journals. However, I do not fully agree with that because I don't think the theory is the necessary condition for the top journal publications. Because personally, I'm not a theory person, and my research doesn't rely heavily on theories. Rather, so I like phenomenon-based research by focusing on important social and business problems. And so, in that sense, by definitions of the social science research, I believe that it is important for social science research, including tourism and hospitality, to reconcile what academics want to know in a theoretical perspective and what the society needs to resolve. So in that sense, it is actually the theory plays an important role in academics, but at the same time, the main goal of the social science top journals is to inform how to improve the society in many aspects. So in that sense, I think it is important to keep paying attention to what's going on in practice, like in business practices in your field. And at the same time, one thing I'd like to recommend, especially for doctoral students, to brainstorm the research ideas is to bookmark top journal website in your field on your web browsers and try to access them as much as you can, as frequent as you can, to see what new research is coming up and what research topics are trending in your field. So by focusing on both what's going on in society and what's trending in the top journals in your field, I think it would be one of the best ways to find the good research questions and to reconcile what academics want to do and what the society want us to do. Yeah, that's my perspective on the research ideas and the top journal publications.
Thank you very much, Professor Park. Thank you for your sharing. Actually, I think based on your sharing, what I can see is we can see the difference between the disciplines, right? And then sometimes the marketing researchers, they will be more focusing on theory, they emphasize on the theoretical contributions. And on the other way around, for the information system researchers, they will emphasize on the practical implications as well. All right, so maybe let us hear to another speaker, Professor Yuri Kim from our tourism and hospitality field, and then let's see what she thinks. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, please, Kim. Yeah.
Can everyone hear me? You can hear me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, very clear. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Thank you. First of all, I'm Yuri, and I'm from the University of Central Florida. Thank you for having me on this panel and at the conference as well. It's really a pleasure to be part of the panel today and to hear both the publisher's side and also the researcher's side. So thank you. With research questions and ideas, I'm going to be very honest. Sometimes it comes from my own research, from my past and current research. And I think a lot of mine also comes from current trends or societal issues as well. But also, most importantly, I think it's my personal experiences, my personal travel experiences or hospitality experiences or societal experiences. I think a lot of the questions or the inspirations I get comes from experiences that I experience myself. That sometimes leads on to technical questions, research questions, could be societal questions, or my background's in economics, so a lot of my research goes into economics, but a lot of that comes from personal experiences as well. So I think I'm sure everyone in the audience and everyone on this call will always think, if you're a researcher, I think your research brain and mind is always on when you do anything. And I think that kind of spurs different research questions and ideas that also comes from your interest and your passion as well. So whichever field you are in, I think a lot of your research questions and ideas come from where your interests, your experiences come into play. So I echo Dr. Park's ideas from trends and societal issues and possibly government agendas, right? These are all the important things that shape our research questions and context. And theory is very important. Coming from the hospitality and tourism discipline, theory, like Dr. Kim said, it's really important, right? We all know to hit the top tier journals, every review I think that I've experienced comes back with theory. So it's a key, I think, sweet spot that we do need to really pinpoint to when we are coming up with research questions as well. As many researchers do so, I think we go backwards, right? Go to the data, go to the findings, and then try to find what theories fit. But experiencing the top tier journals, I think it's very theory driven. And therefore the research questions need to be backed up with those theoretical foundations. I don't know whether I've answered any tips or anything, but yeah, that's my thoughts. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Kim. That's another insightful point. Actually, you start your research based on your experience and based on your observations. It sounds like actually you integrate research and your daily life together. All right, so that you can try to identify some of the problem that you want to resolve, right? So that you have the motivation to solve it as well, right? All right, so and then so I'm just wondering, maybe if Professor J.K. Kim, if you want to have anything to add on, just feel free. Yeah, thank you, Professor Kim. Yeah.
Hi. Yeah. First of all, I believe that Professor Ji-Young Park and I have a little bit different definition of theory. Okay. Maybe Ji-Young Park really emphasizes that sometimes all paper is not provide a certain new theoretical perspective. I believe that is my interpretation of Ji-Young Park. I totally agree with his argument. But my argument is we need a certain theoretical foundation for certain argument. So level of theory can be a little bit different. And then regarding research question, I want to share my what they call interesting experience. When I was a doctoral student, I had chance to talk to Professor Chin-Tak Yun-Ta from University of Chicago. He was #1 in marketing modeling researcher. So I was very excited. He said to me in some way, okay, marketing consortium at the University of Minnesota. So I asked him, "Hi, Professor, I really admire you. And how did you make research question?" Okay, and his answer is quite interesting. He told me that, nowadays I do not generate research question. And then how you can write down academic paper? And all my paper idea was driven by my doctoral student. So anyway, okay, I thought, what? That is not what I expect from really I'm a famous professor. And then
You should find the intelligent PhDs.
Yeah. But at the other sense, okay, I appreciate that for him, research question itself is not important. Whatever research question, our job is a little bit academic research based on certain abstraction or interpret theoretical perspective. So even though research question itself is, I believe that research question itself is not important. It's really important. Thing is how we approach it with academic perspective. Okay. Yeah.
Lawrence, I have a question, both sides.
Sure.
One is Shooting Wang. Thank you very much for your attending and participating to our conference from the Sage Publishers. So let me ask it to you directly. The Journal of Smart Tourism, if I work with you, your company, what is the biggest advantage of not working with Elsevier or Emerald? So can you tell me the potential and possibility when I work with you better than those two companies? That's the honest question to you. And the second question to Ji-Young Park. As I know, you are published very good quality of papers, and you also highly interested in like Airbnb and Uber, those kind of domains as well. But actually, that is as a data driven to the domain to our field. But our field, we are interested in accommodation. The Airbnb is as a part of the accommodation business model. Uber is part of the transportation, models. So what is the approach to those kind of domains? Tell your research experience as well, from your side to the domain to the tourism. Okay, 2 questions. Shooting.
Yeah, maybe we want answer first. All right. Yeah.
Thank you, Professor Koo. Yeah, it's not an easy question, but a great question. I would like to use a metaphor. So I think if a journal of small tourism is a fish, then if publishing with Elsevier or Spring Nature, it's like a small fish in the sea. But for us, it's a big fish in a glass, in a pot at least. So we will take better care of your journal. I will bring my vice president to answer this question. But my answer is you are a big fish, while we are a small pot, and we will take care of the fish.
That's
Thank
very
you.
good answer. Wonderful answer. Anyway, I'm looking forward to cooperate with Seiji and decent price. Okay, and so next year I want to transform to your platform and with your brand, hopefully.
Yeah. We will discuss in more details again. Thank you, Professor Koo, for your kind patience with us.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for the good question. And then now maybe we move to Professor Park about your answers, right? To Professor Koo's questions, please. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your questions, Dr. Koo. Before answering to Dr. Koo's questions, let me add on what Dr. Kim pointed out about the theory, which is very important, especially for doctoral students. Actually, in the review process, what I found challenging is that reviewers and some researchers have different definitions about what theoretical contributions means to them. So some papers consider the theory of formal research models, right, with several theoretical constructs with connected to each other. And some others consider theory as a kind of potential explanations about the phenomena and the mechanisms through which a specific factor affect the outcome, something like that. So in that sense, from my experience, one of the useful tips in review process is that it is very helpful to clarify what theoretical contributions you aim to make through your research and how you define the theoretical contributions in your work and so forth, because other researchers and reviewers might have different concept and different definition of theoretical contribution. So it would be very helpful to close the gap about the theory. And I think that's what Dr. Kim correctly pointed out, and which I fully agree with. And regarding the Dr. Koo's question about the interplay between tourism and MIS, so technically I cannot agree more with the significant interplay and overlap between those two disciplines. but there is a slight different perspective between the MIS and tourism. So in my view, the information systems area put more emphasis on the role of digital technologies. And in doing so, the MIS research might exploit the tourism context, but the main focus should be always how the digital technologies that transform the human experiences and how the tourism industries are transformed and so forth. So on the other hand, my understanding is that tourism and hospitality research put more emphasis on the context and industries itself. But having said that, there should be a significant overlap between the context of tourism context and the digital technologies, which would converge to the smart tourism. So, but I have no doubt that each disciplines would benefit from each other. So I believe that some of my research can be published in the tourism journals because so I have been working on some tourism context, like Dr. Cruz said, the Airbnb, Uber, and so forth. And so I hope my following works can be published somewhere in the tourism outlet.
Just one additional comment to Shooting Wang. Like when you said, you mean I am big fish, you are small, pond. So because why I can say a big fish, because I am a very close friend of Ji-Young Park and Yuri Kim. They are big journal article, the publishers. I mean, it's publishing. So if I work with you and I bring them into Journal of Smart Tourism, and then you and I become go to the moon together.
Yeah.
Thank you. And yes, I think Sage has strong belief and strong trust in our editors and authors, and only because of you, you are like, if it is a dish, you are like the main food, and Sage is a plate. So we together will serve the academic community and also the society a better dish, a delicious dish. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Please, Professor J.K. Kim. Yeah.
Oh,
please.
yeah. Shooting. Actually, I want to share a very important story for you. Whenever I submitted the JTR, which is the Sage publisher format, we usually submitted the Word, Microsoft Word format, right? And then we attach the figure with Excel, especially bar graph. Whenever I attach the bar graph, it generates error when you convert Word file to the PDF. No publisher made the error. So whenever I submitted Sage publication, for me, it took extra 1 hour, check every time, figure if it's wrong. I converted the image file, submitted again and again and again. It's really inconvenient. Very small thing, maybe you are not aware of that error. Please fix it technologically, okay? And only you can do that. So I don't want to waste, so far, I submitted over 50 articles on the Sage. I wasted 50 hours. And sometimes I made a total mistake. My figure is totally wrong because of that kind of collapse. So please fix it, okay? Today you heard my story, right? Try to fix it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good.
Sure. Thank you so much, Professor Kim, for telling us the submission peer review systems problem. My colleague in the Los Angeles office manages this journal, so I will definitely pass over your observation, the problem in the submission system to her, and she will involve our Sage track colleagues to fix the problem. I'll let you know if I get any feedback. Maybe I can pass by Professor Koo, or maybe I can get your email later. Thank you. I think we really appreciate any feedback from any editors, any authors and readers. And it's you helping us to improve our services to all of you. Thank you.
Lawrence, one more question to Yuri Kim. She is currently publishing very well top-tier journals, and especially she said her expert is economics and econometrics, economics, whatever. Anyway, Ji-Young Park, he also using of econometrics method to publish top-tier journals. I want to hear from you both sides the viewpoint of econometrics and DID method onto our context. Yuri.
Wow, great.
Thank you for your question. Yes, I use a lot of econometrics, applied economics in my research. Actually, a lot of spatial econometrics, because my background is economics and geography. And as you know, travel, tourism, hospitality, it's all related to places. It's very time sensitive. So in that sense, I think econometrics is very much applicable. We're seeing a lot of causal inference studies, and these are very important, moving further from correlations and associations that a lot of past research designs have been evident and prominent in our field, as you all know. And I think moving forward, especially also coming from the tourism economics field, we are discussing and we are suggesting more research that has causal inference. Like this includes DID, regression discontinuity, design, etc. A lot more quasi-experimental design are emerging, I believe, in a lot of the tourism and hospitality journals. So I definitely see the value, and a lot more research is needed in trying to understand causality. We do need to move forward, not away, move forward from correlation to causality, because yes, theory is very important and we underpin our research questions in theory, but sometimes that causality has to be questioned, because I think we tend to develop our hypotheses with a certain direction, if I'm being clear, right? Either an impact on A to B, but actually it could be B to A. And we miss that a lot. And in economics research, we do a lot of robustness checks, many levels of robustness checks. And more of this should be, I think, emerging. And it is already emerging, I must say. I mean, I personally am trying to use more causal inference in my personal research, but definitely there's value. And I would like to recommend researchers, especially PhD students, to pursue looking into these research designs.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Kim. Yeah, Professor Park, do you have anything you want to add on?
Oh yeah, thank you for the sharing your thought on the econometrics and causal inference, Dr. Yuri Kim. So I fully agree with what Dr. Yuri Kim said. And on top of what you said, so let me highlight why econometrics plays an important role. Especially econometrics is especially geared toward analyzing the observational data or the secondary data. And compared to primary data generated from the lab experiments, the observational data or secondary data are often beyond the control of researchers. Which means that researchers usually have no idea of how the data was generated, which is called the data generation process. Mostly, the researchers have no information about the data generation process for observational data or secondary data. In that sense, the secondary data has a limitation in terms of internal validity. But the reason why observational data or secondary data is important is that they are often generated directly from the field, from the real world. So it is more likely to reflect actual user behaviors in real-world setting. So in that sense, the secondary data has an advantage of ecological validity, which means that the generalizability of findings to the real world outside of the laboratory. So what I want to emphasize is that although secondary data has such advantage, it has a clear limitations in terms of internal validity, right? In that sense, the econometrics plays an important role to establish the causal relationship, especially using observational data. So I believe that the econometrics and causal inference help overcome the limitation of secondary data to improve, the reliability and the credibility of empirical findings from observational data analysis. So that's why I believe that those methods are important in any social science fields, including the tourism and hospitality.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for the part. Yeah, I think, both of you, I actually totally agree with you that actually both internal and external validity, they are equally important. Yeah, so I think now is almost, right, here my time is 1:20. I think your time is almost 2:20, right? Professor Koo, should I end this session now, right? Or yeah, because I'm not sure whether you have another sections right after this, right? Yes. All right. So I would like to announce that actually that's the end of this session, and then please give a applause to all our honorable speakers. All right. And also I really look forward to which is the Journal of Smart Tourism and also SAGE flying to the moon together. Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. Thank you very much. All right. Yeah. Okay. And
Next year we want to go Macau.
Thank you.
Macau, yeah, Professor Koo, see you in Macau. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.